Here, I'll teach you how to navigate with your mouse. Okay, it's probably good for you if you could memorize this. Okay, you see, I have this. If you see on my webcam, I have my mouse over here. Okay, you see this wheel over here on the center. If I push the Alt key, push down the Alt key, and I scroll the wheel in the middle, it will give a zoom in or zoom out. Okay, as I'm pressing my key. If I use this, I don't have to use this key anymore. This zoom tool. Okay, I don't have to go over here and on the left and push it, or the hotkey Z, and then the magnifying glass will pop out. Okay. Okay. Of course, if I if I have the zoom tool activated, I can push the Alt key to zoom out, and then if I don't push anything, I'll zoom in. But it's easier if I'm on the selection tool and I push the Alt key and then scroll just with the wheel. It's easier. Okay, so you don't have to bother with the zoom tool. Okay, and the next one is it's the same wheel. Okay, the wheel in the middle. If your mouse is capable. Okay, push down the wheel. It's actually a button. Okay, you could like grab the artboard and then scroll around. Okay, just push down the wheel, or spacebar. It's the same function, but the spacebar you have to like click the spacebar first, and then click the left key to navigate. Yeah, you see, as I click the spacebar, the hand would pop out on the bottom. It'll say hand. That means the hand tool is activated. Okay, so this is just easy for you to navigate around. But if your mouse has another scrolling wheel on the side, if you look closely at my webcam, there's a scrolling wheel on the side. Okay, if your mouse has this capability, I'll just roll the scrolling wheel on the side. It will go sideways. Okay, if I roll up and down, it'll go up and down, and then sideways. Okay, this kind of mouse also works with Premiere. If you're doing a cut for a movie, it's easier to work with the timeline if you're in Premiere. And also it works good on the Illustrator. Okay, but if you don't have the scrolling wheel on the mouse that you're using, usually that will be the case. You'll probably push the control key, and then scroll the wheel, the middle mouse wheel. It'll go sideways. And then if you release the control key, remember the control key. You don't push anything, you scroll the wheel, it will go up and down. And then you push control, it will go sideways. Okay? Or just push the middle mouse to navigate it around. Okay? So this is just a basic understanding of using the mouse to navigate in the Illustrator. Okay? And then now let's talk about the toolbar on the left. Okay, last week we talked about the selection tool, which is the black arrow on the very top, and the direct selection tool, which is the white arrow on the second one. Okay, this week I'll tell you more about the toolbar. Okay, maybe your toolbar sometimes it'll be in two rows, such as this. Okay, that's because of this little triangular shape icon on the left upper left corner. If you push it, it'll be in two rows. I prefer it in one row. Okay, and after this, you see this three dots on the very bottom. It says edit toolbar. Okay, push that, and you'll see all sorts of tools. But we don't need all of these because we'll be able to squeeze in there. Okay, but there's one thing we want is all these down here. It says show. Okay, as for now, it's all activated. It's all pushed. So you'll see in a darker activated condition. But if if it's deactivated, it'll look like this, and then some less stuff will show up on the tool palette. Okay, so I want all these activated, so it's just for convenience. Okay, and one more thing, it's this when you push the edit toolbar on the upper right of the edit toolbar, there's this selections. It's now set to basic. Okay, I want you later on to switch this to advanced. Okay, once I set this to advanced, you can see there are more tools that pop up. Okay, and then some of these tools we'll be using, so I'll have this advanced activated. Remember, edit toolbar on the upper right, click advanced. Select it'll be in basic when you first install this software. Okay, now we're going to do a practice of our mascot. The last time the KUMAMON, you'll be doing it yourself. Okay, but we'll be tracing it off a bitmap. So first of all, let's import the image into our Illustrator. Okay, so what we do here is first we go to File, and we go to Place. This is sort of like an import, and as we click Place, I'll have my I have my file in a folder over here. It says KUMAMON. But when you click this, of course you selected the file, but don't click this too early. We have here some selections. Over here we have this link. This tells which file we're linked to, and this one, I want you to click this second one, which is the template. Okay, once we click the template, we push place, and our mascot will show up on our workspace. And now we could probably try, maybe we will try to scale it, but you can see, okay, I can't scale it because it's actually locked. Okay, because as a template goes in, it's not able to, you're not able to do any changes. But okay, let me switch. Okay, I have this line going on. I have to switch off. Okay, I don't want any other stuff going. Okay, sorry. And okay, here, this if you see on the very right, it'll say on the, there's 3 panels. If you switch to Essentials, there will be a Properties, a Layers, and a Libraries. Okay, it'll probably not be in this order, but it doesn't matter. If you don't see the layer palette, you'll probably go to Window and see it there, or push F7. Okay, it'll show up. Okay, if you see the layer, okay, because it's a it's a template, so So it's at the very bottom. Okay, all these lines that you see on the, because if I want to change this size, you can see this over here. It's actually locked. Okay, that's why I can't do anything. I want to deactivate it, and now I could like scale it the size that I want. Okay, and there's something about scaling. Okay, but if I just scale it, it'll be the proportion that will you'll probably squeeze it, and you don't want to do that. Okay, there's a couple of ways you could like scale your object. Okay, one thing is that first you have to select your object, of course, and if you push Shift, this is important. Okay, and then on the side, you push down Shift, you hold it, and then you push on the probably at the corner on your left mouse key, and then you can scale it. Okay, but as you can see, when I'm scaling, it goes according to the lower left. The lower left is it's the sort of like the anchor point. Okay, but sometimes we don't want that. Okay, in order to scale it like right in the center, okay, you push Alt key. Okay, you'll see it'll shrink it right in the middle at the middle point. But you'll still like probably squeeze your object. Like in that point, you'll probably also want to press your Shift key with your Alt key together, okay, to have it scale right in the center, and you don't lose the proportion. Okay, so that's the way to go. Okay, I'll probably like scale it just like that, and then probably move it around. You could also use your arrow keys to like move it like bit by bit. Okay, that's what we want. And then once we have the item at the position we want, and I'll probably just lock it. Okay, and if you place your object as a template, it'll be like a little bit of translucent. It will be so it's actually easier for you to trace. So that's why it's that way. Okay, once you lock your object and you want to get going with your project, probably you could see like a bunch of circles. You could judge by the shape of the object what kind of shape you want to put on to trace the object. Okay, first I probably like to use a eclipse tool over here. Okay, if I select it, but you can see a pen and a restriction sign. I can't do anything on it. Why is that? Because it's locked. And you can see there's a layer on top which says layer 1. Okay, you could only work on the activated layer, the layer which is not locked. Okay, you see on the upper right over here on the layer palette. So I want to switch this to layer 1. Okay, so if you have any experiences using other software such as Photoshop, which has a layer capability, you probably understand the it's sort of like a desk. You have many drawers, and then you're looking down at each drawer, and the items on top actually covers items on the bottom. Okay, so it's actually like just like a drawer if you look down on your desk on each drawer. Okay, so as for now, if you use the Eclipse tool, and I like you to switch to your properties. Okay, and for fill, for appearances fill, I'll have this on a none below because we're trying to trace the object. And for stroke, of course, it's ordinary, the default is black, but in this case, because our object is darker, I'd like you to switch to a lighter color, probably a blue or a light red. Okay, for this case, because it has red, so I'll probably switch to a lighter blue. Okay, just to let us see well, it's more defined. So, and for now, we'll just try to push Shift key and Alt key to drag and pull on the left key. Okay. Now we have a circle. Okay. We'll probably like try to move this circle around to see to judge like how we want each shape. Okay. So this is more like a round shaped character. So we'll probably like work something like this. Okay, this is probably the first shape. Okay, and we'll probably have another shape. So we click this ellipse tool again, or just L. Okay, and try to like mimic different shapes. So probably like that. Okay. Okay, we want to work on the left side first. Okay, we don't want to. We don't have to necessarily work on the right side because it's actually a mirror image. Okay. Of course, there are small details, but we'll fix that later on. Okay, and as we go along. Okay, and then I probably will. You probably want to like make many ellipses, make many circles, or if you want to just like select one of these circles, you copy, you copy or Control C, and then paste. Okay, you probably like try to get the basic shapes and all of these. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, once you make a mistake, like if I move this circle over here, I want it back. Push Control Z, or in this case undo move. See, Control Z. Okay, it pops back. So once you make a mistake, just push Control Z. It's better to memorize it. Okay, it'll pop back, and you can like fix all of these. And then here I copy another circle. Maybe I'll move it. Maybe a 5 degrees, something like that, and then try to mimic the shape. Okay, and then okay, probably something like this. Okay, something like that. Of course, it's not like 100% exactly the same, but we can fix that. Okay. So as you can see, we have like a bunch of circles. This is one way to work on a character. One way you can trace a character. It's just by manipulating different shapes. Okay, once you have like all these shapes, and then you could like try to join them together. But we're not there yet. So as for now, as for the body, it's more of a rectangular shape. So I'll switch this to a rectangular tool. Okay, that's M. Okay, and then once I do that, I can drag and pull. You could make out the shape. And if you don't drag and pull, you just click. Okay, for the ellipse tool and the all these shaping tools. Okay, if I drag and click, I could like I could have a rectangle or a portion of a rectangle, start from the probably from the center point. Or if I want a definite size, I just go on my artboard. I click once on the left key, a window will pop out. Okay, if you're working in, you have to get the exact proportion in maybe centimeters, your point, your pixels, everything. You could just enter your whatever you want. Probably over here I want 10 millimeters. Probably here I want like 15 millimeters. I click OK. It'll give me that size. Okay. And as you can see on the properties, it'll tell you the size of the shape. So you can see the W means width, 10 millimeters, and then the H is 15 millimeters. Okay, once I change it, everything will change with it. Okay, so if you click on the artboard once, this will pop up. Same thing with the Eclipse tool. See, oh, it's on the. See, I could manipulate the numbers and they'll pop out. Okay. Okay, once I have this, I'll probably have a basic shape for it, and I'll maybe make another one. So I'll just copy and paste and squeeze this into there, probably like that. Okay. So you'll probably get to see like different shapes into your item, and then I want to get the ear because it's actually a and I want it like at the exact circle. Now I want to put it in the middle. Try to put it in the middle. Okay, and then push Alt and Shift key, so it's easier for me to scale. All right, that's it. And okay, we have the basic shape for our KUMAMON. And as for now, it's like there's finer details, like for there's a round back foot, I'll say, and this roundness on the side and on the forehand. How do I change that? Okay, you see, as of last week, I talked about the white arrow, which is the direct selection tool. Okay, I use the direct selection tool. Okay, if I click on just one corner of the point, okay, you'll see this this dot turning into blue. But of course you can move that point, okay, if you have the direct selection point. But I don't want to move this point yet. Why is that? Okay, I'll first, let's talk about the selection tool. Okay, once you have the selection tool on, you click on your item. If it's a square, you'll see this round dot within the corner. Okay, this actually, if I push and pull it, it'll give a curve. If you have a sharp corner, it'll try to give it roundness to your corner. Okay, but it works on 4 sides. But if you have your direct selection tool, okay, direction tool, and I click just at one corner, you'll see just one popping up. So if I want to like squeeze that in a little bit, okay, then I can get the the right amount of roundness probably on the foot. Yeah, I like that. And that's it. We have the this part filled in. And if I want to like click on probably on the hand, and I can see like last week we talked about this handle, right? And the points are always at the edges. So I can like move this edge maybe a little bit on the left, and then pull the lever on the side. Okay, so it'll fit the our mascot more on the outline. Okay, now it's more fitting. And then we have this this side leg or torso, if you prefer. Okay, we want to like try to change this shape. What do we do here? There are a couple of ways, but first is we can move this point. Okay, like move it on the left, but it has this roundness, right? Of course, this tool will pop up, but we won't do anything to the whole border, the roundness of the border. It's still a pretty straight line. So what do we do from here? Well, there's a couple of things we could do, but as for now, we could just you see this tool on the fifth tool on our tool panel. Here is the pen tool. Okay, we select the pen tool, and if we go to the line, it'll say a path. Okay. Okay. Before that, I want you to see like on our tool palette. Okay. Either like you can see this small triangular on the lower right on some of the tool. That means the function has other functions. Okay. Okay. If I want to click and hold your left key, you can see there are other functions to the pen tool. And one convenient thing is that if I want to use some of the functions a lot in this pen tool, I have to like each time I have to come here and hold the hold the left key. It's actually really bothersome. So what we can do is hold it, and then see this arrow on the very right over here. Push that, and the palette will pop up. And this way, when you like want to use the function, it's right there. Or better yet, just memorize the hotkey. It's actually much more convenient if you can memorize the hotkey. If you use the function a lot, I suggest you just memorize it. Okay. But okay, let me see. Let me show you what the pen could fix this. Okay. Okay. First, we have the pen tool activated, and we go to the line. It will say a plus. Okay. When it's a plus, it's actually the same function with the add anchor point tool. Okay, it's actually the same. Okay, it's just that the newer version of Illustrator, it's smart enough to tell that you want to add a point on to the area you need a point. Okay, you don't have to like select that tool again. Of course, the delete anchor point tool is to delete a point. Okay, if I don't want this point, I could just use that tool and click on the point. It'll disappear. But you can see it's still in a closed shape, even though there's a point missing. Okay, it's still a whole shape. Okay, it's not that the point is gone and then it's like a part that it's not just an open space. It's just the next 2 points will close and make this shape a whole shape. Okay, even though you have a lesser anchor point. Okay, so now I add a anchor point. Okay, and then now I use the direct selection tool. Actually, you could, as you can see, as I add this point, I could have more access to this shape, right? So I want to put it here, but it's actually a sort of like a straight angle, and I want to fix this. I don't want it. I want it to be more round. Okay, what can I do about it? Okay, so if I have this this anchor point tool selected, or Shift C selected, and then if I push, it won't do anything. Okay, but if I push and pull the button, okay, you can see there's a two handles that popped up. Okay, with that you could change the shape of change the curveness of the line. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, okay, I'll do it one more time. Okay, I have nothing here. Okay, I'll have the pen tool. I click on the line. Okay, right on the line, it'll pop up path. Okay, if I click it, okay, it'll make an anchor point. As I make the anchor point, I'll click on the anchor point tool. I go to the anchor point, I click and pull. Okay, well, the default may necessarily be what you expected, but I'm still holding my button. I'm still holding my left button. As I pull it, I'll search, okay, the angle that I want. Okay, the anchor point is not necessarily at where I wanted it to be, but I can just use the direct selection tool first, and then probably move it on the left, right on this spot on the corner of our image, and use the anchor selection tool to move it, try to move it again. Okay, try to get the right roundness, the curveness of our shape. Okay, but you can see there's another curve right on probably on the toes. How can I fix that? Okay, as you can tell, we'll probably need another anchor point. So we'll probably go to our pen tool again. Maybe this time our add anchor point tool. It's actually, in this case, it's the same thing. Okay, so we add this point. Okay, now we have another anchor point. Okay, now we move this anchor point to wherever we desire. Probably over here is where we want. That's where the toe begins. I'll zoom this up so you can see. And let's see. Okay, because our line is blue, it's not really a good selection, because the line on the it's also a blue line to tell what we're doing. This is because you see on our layer palette. Okay, you see this. You see on the upper right over here. You see, we're actually activating on our layer 1, but over here it's in blue, because it's just a random color that popped up. Okay, if you have some issues viewing your edit line, you probably want to change this color. So I'll just click this twice on the layer 1, on this layer 1, and you can see there's this light blue that popped up. You could actually change it to any color you want. In this case, I'll probably want a brighter color, so I'll know what I'm doing. So I'll probably switch this to a lighter green and then click OK. So as you can tell, a change to a lighter green is as you can see on the layer 1, it's a brighter green. So you probably need more layers. As I click the layers, you can see, okay, now it's default as a brighter green. You could change your next layer to another another color which you prefer. So now it's orange. But as for now, we don't need layer 3. Okay, we click this off. We're at layer 1. We'll fix this. Okay. Okay. Once we click on the line, it's green. We can see better. We know what we're doing. Okay. Now, although I added a new anchor point, okay, you see this handle over here. Okay, this is because like it has this handle because it's just sometimes default. It has it. Okay, but if I move this handle, I moved. There's like 2 levers of this handle. If I move, like I have this right at the curve that I want on the right curvature, but this curvature I want it to be like a more sharper angle. But if I move this on the lower handle, I also moved the handle on the curvature on the top. I don't want that. I just want to move one of the handles. How do I do that? Okay, I click on the anchor point. Remember, now we're in direct selection tool, and then I go to this circle. I'll zoom it up so you can see on this handle over here. Now I click the Alt key. I push down the Alt key, hold it, and then pull the handle. Now you can see the difference. You see, it only moves one side of the handle. Okay, so the one up on top, it stays because I press the Alt key. You see? Okay, once you push the Alt key, okay, now you can like leave your Alt key. Just once you move the handle, you can like unpress your Alt key. It doesn't matter anymore. You can just move your handle. And then I'm not pushing anything on my keyboard. If you want to like make adjustment on your curvature on top, on the previous handle on top over here, if you move it, well, it doesn't matter. It's now like split curvature because I used Alt and split the curvature between these 2 handles. Okay, so that way you could like change things on different sides of the handle. And then, as you can see, because I added anchor point, okay, I'll select the new anchor point. There's also a dot that can correct the curvature of the sharpness of the corner, just like the edges. Okay, because it actually is a function of the anchor point. It's not necessarily the function of the shape. It's actually the function of the anchor point. Once I added the anchor point, you can see this round, I'll say it, probably a subtool of some sort popped out. You can like go and manipulate the curvature on the sharp edge if you don't want your edge to be that sharp. Okay, also this one, it's actually too sharp. If we see, okay, if I click off the layer 1, it's actually not that sharp. It has a round corner. So over here on the layer, there's a, on the very left, there's a I button. You could click on and off to view your, what you're doing, okay? And on this anchor point, which means we could change the sharpness of our object, yeah, like that. Okay, that's about it. Okay. Okay, it's actually a pretty short. We have not enough time to like to talk that much, and then to practice. Actually, it's this kind of courses that I prefer, like a 3-hour course. Like I have 3-hour each time we have this kind of courses, but it's a 2-hour course, so I have to talk maybe a little bit quicker. Well, as for now, I'll probably fix this part over here, and then we can like take a short break. Okay, and then now we have like this curvature here to fix. How are we able to do that? We'll fix that later on as we go along. And then as for now, we have all these pieces in blue lines. Okay. Now I want you to use the selection tool. Okay, to select all these lines. Okay, or just Control A to select everything, or just over here, object, and oh well, it's not necessarily object. Control A. Well, it's somewhere probably on the object spot, but well, I have to look for it. I forgot. Well, just use Control A, or just select everything, just like that. Okay. Once you have that. Okay, there's one more tool I'd like you to look at today. It's this tool on the bottom called the Shape Builder tool. Okay, it's probably the 12 one or the 13 one. You have to give it a count. The Shape Builder tool over here. If you have this tool selected, okay, now you can see when you have this tool selected, you go to your shapes. You can see the once I hover on the shape, you can see like there's a bunch of dots like covering the object. That means it's activating whichever part you're hovering on, and then when you're actually hovering on the object, okay, I want you to click on the object and then pull, and then go to your next selection, and then let go your mouse. Okay. Okay. Once you do that, you can see it join into one object. Okay, but if you don't have your object selected, if I use this is a mistake. Okay, I'm just giving you an example of a mistake. Okay, if I have this shape builder tool selected, I won't be able to select anything. So in order to activate our shape builder tool, you have to have your item selected. Well, not necessarily everything selected. If I want to work maybe just on these parts over here, okay, I select, as for now, probably 2 or 3 parts of our object. And I have this our shape builder tool selected. I go to first part, I'll pull and go through our second part and to our third part. And if I let go, okay, now it all joined into one part. But if I have this this part which are combined together, okay, if I want to click and pull again, if I want to go to another part, I'm not able to. Why is that? Because it's not selected. So in order to make things easy, I'll just push Control A or just select all. Okay, it's there somewhere. I have to look for it. Okay, I'll zoom out and go to our first part on top, and our shape builder tool selected. I'll just click and drag, go through all the parts. Okay, just like try to make sure you have everything. Let go, and everything will join. See, oh, okay, I probably missed something. Okay, doesn't matter. Now we still click and click, hold, and go through these parts that we didn't select. Okay, now it's there. Okay, as you can see, now over here we still have a little bit over here. Okay, now it's in one piece. Okay, as for now, so you can see I got the basic shape for our KUMAMON. And once I have this shape, I can fix minor details, such as this roundness on the thighs over here. I go to our direct selection tool over here. If I see, I click on this anchor point, you can see the round subtool. I don't know the name of it, but let's just try it out. Okay, I can change the roundness of the object, but the anchor point doesn't necessarily be at the place I want. It actually created another anchor point, okay, to make the roundness. And then I click on the anchor point. I probably move it to the area that I want. Okay, and then on the handle, I'll probably like move it closer to our anchor point and give it the shape that I probably want. Okay, a little edge on the side, but okay, and maybe a little bit around this. So you can really go into detail on correcting the shape of your object just by the tools we talked about today. And this is not right, so I'll probably move it a little bit and correct the roundness on this on the thing. And you could, as you can see, I have the basic shape for our KUMAMON. Okay. Of course, there are certain issues. This is probably a shape that I didn't select. I missed, or I'll probably delete it and see. Yeah. So it's actually probably a cutout of a shape that's misselected, something like that. And the roundness are probably not right, so probably I have to add another anchor point, something like this. And well, okay, I'll just add anchor point, go to the point, make sure it says path and then a plus sign. Okay, if I click that, please use add anchor point for a segment of a path. Okay, I don't like to any pop-up windows. Okay, I'll select the item first, and then use the add anchor point tool, and then add anchor point. Okay, there we go. Now I probably want to move this over here, and then move this anchor point probably over here. Okay, it's actually like, okay, here I'll give you an example. Okay, this anchor point I don't want because it's probably from a leftover from another shape. Okay, so I'll probably use this delete anchor point tool, and then just go to this anchor point and delete it, okay? This will simplify the line. Sometimes we need to do that because we have too many anchor points. The curvature might be, you know, we will make the thing too edgy. We have less lines, then the curvature will be more round and polished, and we can like try to maintain the shape of our mascot. Okay, seems that I canceled another line over here. Okay, oh sorry. I just want to select this anchor point over here and probably. So these are just minor details, which you could like if there's like extra lines, something like that, you could just like try to like delete it. Okay. If sometimes there's like more points than expected, you could just like delete it. Okay. There's one dot that I don't want, and then you can just delete it. Okay, something like that. Okay. Probably this one I don't need, and I go to selection tool again. I go to this corner, and zoom out to see if I have the right curvature for our object. Okay, that's just about right. All right, so it actually has this curve on the neck piece, and then on the arm. So now we have, I'll say, mostly accurate. Okay, of course there are bits and pieces. Well, I think the roundness, at least it looks pretty good. And now we have like a basic shape for the body part. Okay. Okay, I think we'll probably like have a 10-minute break for now, and we'll come back maybe 3:25. Okay, here now we continue. Okay, are you all there? Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
here we go. Okay, now we have the basic shape for our mascot, and then now we'll make our other shapes. Okay, now the other shapes are much simpler. Although I have this eyebrow over here, probably a little bit. It has a particular shape, but we'll probably fix that later on. And now I want to get all these shapes ready. And now I have the cube tool again, and I want to fix the mouth. I'll probably just like that. It's more of a round shape. But first of all, I want you to have our body on the right side. We have to like fix the right side. Okay, now we have our basic body selected, and here in the property panel, you see this flip horizontally icon on the upper right on the property path palette. If you click that icon over here, it'll flip, right? But I want to copy it first, okay? So there are steps. I want to select our item first, and then we go to Edit, Copy, or Control C. And the next thing I want to do is I want to copy it. But if you just copy it, for example, Control V, or just Edit, Paste. I'll paste it, I'm sorry. Control V. it'll just show up at a random place. We don't want that. What I want you to do is I want you to paste in front or paste in place. It's actually the same thing. Okay, I'm more of a Control F guy, so well, you could like push Control Front or Control F. Okay. As for now, you can see, hey, nothing happened, but actually it did. It just pasted the exact item right on the spot. You see, if I click on the item again, I pull it, it duplicated right on top. Okay. So paste in place in words is to paste the thing exactly at the spot. Okay, so paste in front is to paste the item in front of the object, and there's another paste in back. That's to paste the object in back of the object. Okay, so in this case, I'll have a paste in front. Okay, which is Control F. Well, paste in place is actually the same thing. Okay, once I did that, okay, I want to move this, and then make sure it's 2 items, and then Control Z to undo. Okay, in that case, I'll have it selected and push the flip horizontally icon on your property panel. Okay, once it's pushed, you can see at least it's on the same horizon. It's at the it's not like floating around. Of course, it's not exactly a right in the center, but we could because I have like our first shape, it's actually a cross shape to the right side. That's why it's not on the center spot. So it doesn't matter. We could just like click on the our new item again and try to move to the spot we wanted. Okay, which is probably over here. Okay, so we have our two items. We have them both selected. It's actually just 2 items, right? And we have here our shape builder tool. We could use that, and then hover over each item as we go. So you can see there's 1 item over here because it's you can see it's brightened, and second, and then well, the mouth, of course, and the right side, and both the ears. And it's actually his left arm, right? Yeah. So I want to push this, and okay, let's just well, we'll have the mouth. Okay, we'll have it just together to have the whole shape. Okay, so we have this thing all run all over, and click and hold and let go. Now it's in one piece, as you can tell, right? Okay, but there's a trick. Okay, I'll undo it first. Okay, now it's undo, and the mouth is still a mouth, and then these are like separate shapes, right? I want you to what Illustrator has once you remember, or once you copy, the memory will remember what you copied. Okay, so this is a trick. This is a special trick that I have up my sleeves, is to have this shape. Okay, I want to have the item select tool. I want to have this mouthpiece that was made. Okay, I want to have this copied. So I want to edit, copy. I want to copy this shape. Okay, and there are certain sentences that you'll do this trick. Okay, now I want to have all these items selected, and use the shape builder tool. Okay, and once I have like all these run through, will be including the mouth and both ears, and the left of his side, right on our side, and let go. It'll be all into one piece. But you'll say, okay, teacher, well, Paul, we just made the mouthpiece. Okay, if you do that, we have to make it again. Yeah, of course. But remember, I did a Control C, a copy. So in this case, because I didn't do a, I didn't copy any other piece, it's still in the memory. So in that case, I'll go to Edit and paste in front. See, the mouthpiece showed up. So it'll always remember your last Control C, your last copy in its memory. It's actually in its clipboard. So it's easier to, if you understand, like once you make, you probably, sometimes you make a mistake, or you wanna use the previous item, but you somehow deleted it, or you just need it, and then you got to your next phrase, but you don't want to mess anything with your next phrase to go back and then do it all over again. But you have your item copied. It's stored in the clipboard. You could, like, okay, if you didn't copy anything else, if you push like Control V again, it'll pop up. Okay, just remember, if you want it to be at this particular spot, just paste in place or paste in front. Okay, now we need these items over here. It's actually just, it's much simpler. We just Shift Alt, I go to the middle, and then I'll pull. Okay, it works just like that, and I'll have like I'll deselect it, and I'll click another one on the ear. I'll go to the center, and then remember, if I want to scale your circle right at the center spot, push Alt and Shift together to make it a perfect round circle. And maybe the eyes over here on the, okay, here I push Control and Alt together, right? And this nose over here, I probably need a shape for it, but I'll just a random circular shape. Okay, same with the eyebrow. I just give it a shape first. We'll fix that later. Okay, and now now we want to fix the mouth and the nose. I'll go to probably go to the middle. You see this all of a sudden this pink line that popped up on your screen. It says intersect. I'll leave it like I'll hold it so you can see, and then it's actually it'll tell like the interlacing between each object. Either the thing is centered or on the side of one object. It's actually a pretty convenient tool to have on. So that's called a Smart Guide, which is activated on the View panel over here on the Smart Guide. Okay, this is pretty useful. So have it on all the time so you could like know what you're doing. Okay, I have it like zoomed in so you could see. I'll have probably the a basic shape for it. Of course, our direct selection tool to make sure to have it at the area we want. By this time, if we want to like trace a line, probably like on the side of the nose and the side of the mouth, because it's so small, smaller than the outline of the of our entire mascot, you probably want to change the line, the stroke on the line, the size of the stroke on the line. So in order to do this, you have the item selected, and you go to our properties panel. You can see this stroke over here. There's a number on the stroke. This indicates the thickness of the line. So not right now it's on 3.227. And when you pull down on the little triangle on this side, and you can see there's, it's actually calculated in points. Okay, you could like, these are the default points. It's in 3.2 now. I'll go to probably 2. Okay, you want to see the thing like maybe a 0.5. You can see it like, so you could really see the back. So you could define the area exactly according to the side. Okay, now probably over here we'll need another anchor point right there, and to fix the shape of the nose. Okay, make sure there's a plus. Okay, path plus. Okay, now we moved our anchor point to exactly the place we want. And so with the mouth, exactly. And I want to change the scale of the line. So I go to the stroke and change the numbers again, and try to fix the, oops. Sometimes you move everything because you're not, you didn't click on the anchor point. If you click on the line, you'll move the whole item. Okay, so that sometimes happens. So it's actually convenient when you want to move everything. It's just like the selection tool, but actually sometimes it's an indication of you're not clicking on the anchor point. So I want to manipulate the anchor point. So I want to get it right on the spot. I want to try to bend the handle a little bit. So I push the Alt key because I don't want to make the thing even. Okay, click on the anchor point again. Click on the Alt key, pull it, and then let go the Alt key because you could just move it on one side. And as for here, because it has two curves, one bending up and one bending down. So there has to be another anchor point over here. So each edge, you have to judge when, like where to put your anchor point. Okay, if I put it there. Okay, if I move the handles, you can see you can manipulate the corners, right, like that. It's just like lever. Okay, so you can really get into detail. Like if I pull it, the curve will be bigger. And then this corner, I want the edge to be sharper. So if I click on the Alt button and then go to the lower handle, I could like manipulate the curve and then maybe probably shrink the curve a little bit on the bottom. So it'll be perfect. And then also the handle on the top. See, now it's giving a perfect trace. Now over here, we'll just work just a little bit more on the anchor point right there, and that's how we get the mouth. Of course, I could do more, but we're running out of time, so that would be just enough for us to do. And for the eyebrow, okay, the eyebrow is more complicated because of its shape. So first we'll shrink the line on the stroke maybe to a 0.5. Okay, and now I want you to copy this shape and to paste this shape. Just Control C and Control V. Could be anywhere. So, but I want to move it, so it doesn't matter. Okay, I want you to move the shape to the bottom part of your previous shape. Maybe just change the shape a little bit so it looks as if it's right at the corner. So you could see the moon shape on the eyebrow, right? Now, if I have all these two shapes selected, okay, leave the others alone, okay, just these two shapes, okay. I want to make sure I select this one, and if you want to select multiple items, okay, and then you sometimes you could click like a shift key, hold your shift key, you click on item number 1 and then on the second item. Okay, now you have both items selected. You can tell because they're both green. And then now go to the shape builder tool. Well, you'll say, okay, this connects our shapes. Okay, here's a trick. If you hold Alt button, you can see on the there's a little black triangle on our cursor. Now it's a plus. If you hold down the Alt key, it'll be a minus. So it's doing the opposite thing. So I don't want this item and I don't want this item. So I go to this item over, make sure these both of these items are selected. Go to your shape building tool, roll over on top on the shape that you don't want, push Alt key, and then it'll show a minus sign, and click on your mouse left key and pull. These two items I don't want. Okay, now I let go of my mouse, and there. It gives a basic shape of our eyebrow. I'm going to leave it there as for now, and now we have almost everything, just the pupil. Okay, and I'll make probably a fast shape right there, and try to move it accordingly. Okay, now we have all the parts. All right, and then what do we do from here? We could like so make duplications of these parts. Maybe the eyebrow, I'll probably Control C and Control V probably, and but you'll say it's at a different angle because it's not. It's actually a mirror. What do we do? Remember on our properties panel, the path, especially on the path, there is a mirror. So I want to mirror this. So it's a resemblance of the one on the left side. Okay, so all these are round, so you don't have to mirror it. You just copy it, put it at the right area. Now I want to color it. What do I do now? There's something about Illustrator. It's different from Photoshop. That is, you see this on the right, on the left bottom. There's this two squares. One indicating the color of your object. One indicating the outline color of your object. So there's a difference. You see, if you go to the if you go to a Photoshop, okay, it's actually okay. I have to switch this to Photoshop first. Okay, switch this to Photoshop. You'll probably see the same thing. Photoshop over here. Yes, I have Photoshop on also. Okay. As we go to Photoshop, you'll see, okay, there are also two squares indicating like two different colors. This is actually a foreground color and a background color, okay? On Photoshop, it's a different concept, a totally different concept in Illustrator. In Photoshop, you'll probably, if you make probably a gradient, you have a foreground color probably, as for here, maybe a pink or some sorts, maybe a darker red on the on the background layer, if I pull a gradient, it'll show a foreground color and a background color. That's what it's used for. It's like a primary color and a secondary color. But it's a different situation when we're dealing with Illustrator. Let me show you here. We'll go back to Illustrator and okay, here we go. If we have, like, if we make an item, okay, for example, here, so I'll thicken this stroke right here on our properties panel. Okay, remember, first of all, like when we're tracing our object, if you remember, I go to this appearances on our properties panel. I crossed out the activate field color to none, right? Okay, and then I changed the color from black to blue. If you remember from the beginning of this course, it's actually you're actually like making shapes, and then there's color in the fill or the color on the outline. It's two different things, okay? So, for example, on this circle, I want to fill this color. I could do it here on the properties panel, on the appearance area, or right here on the toolbar, and if I like double click, a color picker will come up, and I can like select whatever color I want, and any from the color grid, or right here on the appearance, I'll probably select a yellow, something like that. It'll pop up yellow, and then on the stroke, I could like select other color, maybe an orange, something like that. Or I could also select none on the stroke. So that's what we want to do. I want to select the our basic color, and then on the fill, I want to fill in black, okay? But you can still see the blue line. So on the blue stroke line, I want to click on the stroke and then give it a none, because we're through using the stroke. But we have to put the eyeballs back. So we don't want to fill it for now. Okay, we have a little bit time left, and then I'll probably, okay, I'll do a quick one. I'll fill this with white probably, because it's in white, and then I'll leave the line there first in order to see what I'm doing, and then I'll put it probably over here. And then the eyebrows, okay, I want them exactly, they're exactly where I want them, so I'll just fill them in white and then cancel the stroke. Okay, I'm doing this quick because we're running out of time, okay? Okay, this one, I'll probably copy one. And then there are many ways to do it. If you know other ways, that's fine. And then I'll probably copy the pupil over here on the other side, and then I'll select these two eyes. Okay, select, you push down Shift key to select multiple objects, and then you could change colors in multiple objects. Okay, I'll have this filled in black, and then the eyeballs, I'll have them filled in white, and on the stroke, I'll just push none. Or you could select everything and select on the stroke none. Okay, this is what happens. This is another situation. If you have multiple objects, and then some has a stroke outline, some has a different color stroke outline. For example, this one might have a green one. Okay, and then if you like make multiple selections, the stroke will be in question mark, because I don't know, there's multiple colors into this stroke or into this fill. So you could still change them all at once just by clicking them, and then I can just like cancel this stroke or just change another color. If there's a question mark, that's what it is. Okay. Let me Control Z back, and then I wanna like on the face. I wanna copy another circle over here. Right, and then these two, I want them in red. Cancel the stroke, and then I want them in probably a bright red, just like the mascot. And then the mouth, I want to cancel the stroke and give it a white. Okay. Now, because the nose and the mouth, it's not filled yet. That's why it's covering the our template. That's why it's like that. So that's why I left the body. I'll change the body last because I want to see where everything is at, and I want to cancel the stroke, and the fill, I want it to be black. Okay, the stroke, leave it on none, and the lastly the body. Of course, you could like fix the anchor point on the bottom, but I don't want to mess with that. It's just a quick sample. Okay, you can fix that as you go along. Okay, I want to change it to black, and here we go. We have our and our stroke to none. Okay, if there's like some stroke issues, that would be probably from the previous shapes. Just delete it. Okay, and these two ears, I still have stroke in them, so I want to have it on none. I want to cancel this circle over there. Okay, also on the pupils, I want to have this on none. This line on the crutch, probably want to delete it. And there we go. We have a similar, maybe a 95–99% similar KUMAMON mascot of the, just like our bitmap counterpart. And you can see that the difference is actually, okay, I want to like deactivate the site on the layer so you can see the difference. Okay, so you could really define the shape of what you're tracing. Okay, so that is our sample for today. I took a little bit more time. I talked slow, so you could like understand the basic function of our tools using the Illustrator. And most of our projects will be using the tools I talked about today. So if you understand the stuff I mentioned today, our tools, all the tools, including the selection tool, the direct selection tool, our pen tool to make anchor points, and the shape builder tool, plus the some layer properties information and how it works. You'll get around of using Illustrator with no problem, with no issues. Okay, so this is a sample I have for you today, so you can practice. And for now, so you have homework today. Your homework is to do exactly what I did. Okay, I have the image uploaded on our classroom. Okay, and you can download it from the website, from our classroom, and download the same image and try to trace just as I did as a practice. And then after you trace it, please have it uploaded to the classroom. and so I could see how you perform and how you are able to control and to use the functions we talked about today. Okay, so this week, well, I was going to, if everything goes right enough and fast enough for you to practice right during the second half of this course, but I took a little bit more time, so so it'll be a homework. So next week we'll see how you're doing. I'll have like your work, so everybody will see like how you're doing, how you did with the stuff we talked about today. Okay, so make sure to download the image